Fellow Southern Cameroonians, I bring you Calvary greetings. It's been quite a moment of silence, and I know that the silence has really been frightening to everyone. But this silence has been broken today by the news coming in from Jakiri. The news is not necessarily good. We all know that at the approach of days like this one, the enemy is always so angry that the world will know that Southern Cameroons is really cut off from the rest of what they generally call their one and indivisible Cameroon. This is because the kind of effervescence, the kind of celebrations, the kind of pomp and fanfare that they have always enjoyed in the past on our territory is generally absent. But they will struggle to put up a show. And this show will meet with the resilience of our people, because our people have turned their backs to 57 years of slavery and servitude. Our people have decidedly turned their backs to all of those evil practices, segregation of all types, apartheid you call it, corruption, embezzlement, lack of accountability, and the inability of the people to be able to call their managers, those who manage us, accountable. Yes, we have turned our backs to all this, and La République doesn't find this really funny. That is why we have all been laughing all day when we saw a document signed by a divisional officer urging a principal to report each of his staff members who will not show up for the celebration of the anniversary of their king, Mr. Paul Biya. It begs the question, is it force for someone to go and celebrate the anniversary of someone's perpetuation in power? Not every Cameroonian belongs to the CPDM party. And lest I forget, we have always heard that the public service in that triangle is apolitical. But today we see that a desperate system is virtually forgetting that civil servants have a right to either belong to the ruling CPDM party or to any other party of their choice, and that they're not supposed to be obliged to go celebrating any form of anniversary whatsoever. But again, what does that tell us? It simply tells us that whether we like it or not, we are having a huge impact on the system, and that the system is crumbling, and the system is aware, and that system is taking a lot of desperate steps to survive. And now, let us bring the discourse back to ourselves. We all have realized that after the fourth conclave, everyone has gone silent. Yes, a lot of us are still finding it so difficult to put the fourth conclave behind us. But it is a thing we really must do. Let me recall to all of us that this revolution gained momentum when each and every one was involved. In every part of the world, all Southern Cameroonians were involved, actively involved in one way or the other. When the government of La République du Cameroon on the 17th of January 2017 decreed the ban of the consortium, I recall that when we got up on the morning of the 18th and learned that power had been exported abroad and that some two gentlemen were selected to be interim leaders of the consortium, the modus operandi that was put in place was that every single Southern Cameroonian, wherever we were on the globe, got up. We were all soldiers. We were all part of this huge army, doing one thing or the other to keep the revolution alive. Oh, how I remember how every morning, each and every one of us in each part of the world picked up the phones to call family members back home. Please don't send your children to school because we are boycotting, because we are not happy, because they are unteaching them. Yes, all of us called family members and said, please tell your neighbors, don't go out. Tomorrow is ghost town. The ghost town is decreed to show the entire world that we are resisting, that we are not happy. Each and everyone did this. Even the bulk messages that were sent from time to time by the central coordinating body were only completing SMSs and all other forms of communication engaged by each and every one of us. Oh yes, we all owned this revolution then. I can even remember that some people went and worked overtime just to make enough money to ship back home to family members to share with neighbors who had stopped working, who were no longer selling in the markets, who had lost everything that ever worked for because of this revolution, just to sustain it. This is the spirit that we need to keep alive until the blast of the final whistle. My dear brothers and sisters, fellow comrades, this is not a time for anyone to down their tools. Whether we are happy or unhappy with whatever happened, let us all remember that the carnage that is going on in Jakiri this evening calls on all of us to get back up from our slumber and understand that if there is failure, the failure would involve each and every one of us. Let me ask us this question. There are a good lot of us who have been on the front lines. There are a lot of us who have been activists on Facebook, on WhatsApp. There are a lot of us who have transmitted messages in one way or the other. There are a lot of us who have taken to the streets and have our images on social media everywhere, in videos everywhere. Any failure will mean we don't have a country anymore. It wouldn't mean that the leaders who emerged from Zaria don't have a country anymore. It will mean all of us don't have a country anymore. Any failure will not fall only squarely on the shoulders of those that maybe we are angry with or frustrated with now. No, it will fall on our shoulders, all of us. If you think, let me say, if we think that because something has not been done the way we want it, we just let it go, we will never be able to see our relations again. This is to say, we must all rise every other day and continue to contribute as hotly as we contributed from the point go. Let us not stand on the sidelines just to criticize. Oh, the momentum is dead. Oh, nobody is saying anything. Oh my God, what are these people doing? No, this revolution belongs to all of us. And if we are so distraught of what happened to the point where we think we should down tools, no, let us not down tools. Let us arise, be vigorous and courageous enough to speak our minds, to get everybody to perhaps go back to the drawing board. If we feel that the only way out will be going back to the drawing board, let us do that. Rather than fold our arms, rather than down our tools, rather than stop the contributions, rather than believe that we can now begin doing instead sabotage than pushing the revolution, let us talk. I pray that we should understand the need to democratize all our forums, whether they be WhatsApp forums, they be Facebook forums, they be whatever kind of forums. Allow the people to say what they feel, to express themselves, because if we stifle the thoughts in people's minds, what is going to happen is we are going to have the adverse effect of what we want. Let people talk. Let people express themselves. Let us all talk. No one should be afraid that you'll be thrown under the bus. Oh, how I pray that all those who believe in using surrogates on social media to attack one person or the other just because of the way they think, just because they have a contrary view from us, how I wish they really understand that it is destroying the revolution. We need everyone on board. No one should go to sleep. Get up in the morning, pick up your phone, call back home, pass messages. There is no internet back home. What are we doing about this? We have been leading reflections upon reflections from the moment this revolution started to go around this problem. Shall we now abandon it only in the hands of a few? No, no. We must all continue to come on board. Fellow brothers and sisters, when you see exactly what is happening on the ground, you understand why we must continue to each consider ourselves the one-man army in this revolution. Even when you sit and people around you start saying, oh my God, I've downing my tools because of what? Give them a word of encouragement. We need to continue encouraging one another because this revolution must not fail. I know that there are some of us who are beginning to feel so bad, so sad because of positions we held or because of thoughts we hold that are not accepted by others and we feel mocked. No, nobody should mock you. I remember what Mahatma Gandhi says, what Mohandas Gandhi insists on, that whenever you believe that you hold the truth, be not shy or ashamed to say it, because the truth will remain the truth, even if the teller of that truth is reduced to a minority of one. And let us now understand this very clearly. All those around us that are preferred to join the vulgar quarters, maybe to call it killjoy, those are some people called killjoy, who want to tell us, you see, that your thing, I told you it will never work, it is failing. Some will even call us the social media republic. Some will call us names, but let us not be discouraged by all of these talks. We must keep firing on, because it will be victory and victory alone that will sanction the end of this revolution. This revolution has been on autopilot from the point go. And so nobody should believe that because there is some degree of coordination now, it means you are being left out because your name has not been called in one place or the other to bring in your input. We must continue. Oh, how I admire this young comrade sister who called off job one morning to find a media house close to where she lived, to walk there and decide to tell the story of the people of the southern Cameroons. Oh, how I wish that some of us take the challenge to walk up to these senators who say in the United States that they still believe in a one and unified Cameroon, but where equity and equality will reign, to tell them exactly what they don't yet know. Rather than reeling, rather than complaining, rather than feeling frustrated, let us all arise. Let us take the challenge, each and every one. Don't wait for anybody to send you. There are millions of us across the world doing too many things to push this revolution ahead, but who are not even known, who don't even seek to be known. Let us continue to put in our all. And let me say this. There are two types of people who will tell you that you cannot make a difference in this world. Those who are afraid to try and those who are afraid you will succeed. We must shun these people. We must shame these people and continue to up our game. This revolution is ours to lose. This revolution is ours and we must win. This is the time God has set for us to be free. Whether we like it or not, we will have to be free because we have only one option, and that option is to be free. We don't have any other choice. We don't have any other chance. If we miss this, we have no more country. If we miss this, we will miss our relatives who will never be able to make it out of that country. If we miss this, if we abandon our people on the mainland who are showing us by day and by night that they are determined to die, then we will all have the blood of all those who have died on our hands. And what do I say to that? That God forbid. God is with us. We must keep pushing. To God be all the glory.